Hi, my name's Jack and I work in the sales development team here at Felix. In this video, I'll provide a high-level overview of two key processes in Felix: vendor management and end-to-end tendering. From our experience, the construction industry has been traditionally slow to adopt technology. Procurement in particular has often relied on spreadsheets and outdated offline processes and legacy systems that are manual, disconnected, and simply not fit for purpose. Felix was really designed to fill this gap. The foundation of effective procurement is vendor management. Before Felix, managing vendor data and insights were often handled and duplicated at the project level. This meant unnecessary repetition. For example, suppliers having to fill out the same pre-qualification questionnaires and subcontractor vetting multiple times. Another common challenge has been the lack of shared insights across projects. For example, valuable data on vendor performance or previous relationships weren't typically visible to other teams. Felix addresses these challenges by breaking down internal silos and promoting collaboration and transparency across an organization's projects. This not only improves outcomes for the business, but also strengthens relationships with supply chain partners. Let's start by viewing the vendor or subcontractor portal. Here, vendors go down an onboarding journey relevant to their risk profile. For example, vendors provide compliance input like pre-qualification details customized for each individual vendor. This process is gated, ensuring that when the data set reaches the business, it is complete and ready for review. These inputs can then be utilized across the entire organization. In the vendor list, you can filter and tag on traits such as social procurement characteristics or legislative risks. For example, they might pose low risk for modern slavery compliance, be Indigenous owned, or local to a project site. Felix also captures valuable insights about relationships with vendors, including performance monitoring. This score fluctuates over time. You can see traffic light colors here to help you identify both strong and underperforming partners. Each vendor has a dedicated profile that provides a rich set of information, including their pre-qualification questionnaire referenced earlier, compliance documents, and key interactions such as RFQ history and any communications. Construction procurement typically involves many stakeholders and has long relied on disconnected legacy systems, spreadsheets, and manual forms. This leaves teams hoping everyone follows the right procedures. Felix solves this challenge by offering both the sourcing and procurement schedule modules. Together, they provide an end-to-end tendering experience deeply connected to the vendor management data and insights we just explored. The value of systemizing the tendering process can ensure all relevant stakeholders have access to the same up-to-date information. Felix brings the sourcing processes online and into a centralized platform, guiding users through workflows set up by their organization. This delivers standardization of processes and governance for all sourcing events. With Felix, you can issue tenders, share project documentation, communicate with vendors, and evaluate responses based on weighted criteria that you determine. In Felix, procurement happens within the context of a project and can be leveraged during both pre-contracts and project delivery phases. Here's an example. The procurement schedule tracks key data points like who owns it, financial budgets, dates, and other key milestones. It's flexible, customizable, and templated to suit different project needs. Insights are automatically populated into the schedule from the live RFQ. For example, number of bidder responses. All these insights are being pulled from other parts of the system so you can understand your quote coverage without going into the tender. From here, you can launch a new tender directly from the schedule. Within a live RFQ, the vendor tab incorporates the tags we explored earlier. You can also track the vendor's progress in the quoting process and have the ability to do your financial and non-financial quote comparisons. The communications tab is where you can view all messaging between you and your vendors. This allows for a seamless communication, whether broadcasting updates to all vendors or messaging individually while keeping your team informed. This ensures transparency and consistency throughout the tendering process. The industry has traditionally operated in a decentralized model, often creating inefficiencies and silos. Felix provides a purpose-built solution, one that supports a project-led, centrally enabled approach. If you'd like to learn more about how Felix can help streamline your procurement processes, feel free to reach out to myself or the Felix team. Thanks.